Hello, good afternoon, guys. Who is this? Um, who is this? Lily. Hello, Lily. Hello, how are you, Lily? Hello, Lily. I am very good. I am very good, Lily. Um, welcome to the live session of Bitcoins. Welcome. I'm laughing at you. You caught me off guard. You caught me off guard there. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that you'll just greet me so suddenly. How are you? I hope you're good, ne? I hope you're very good. Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Good evening, guys. Good evening. It's it's around 8 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, and I'm still saying good afternoon. Good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. Welcome to my live session. Welcome to my live session. If you are from South Africa, good evening. If you are from outside South Africa, good evening, good afternoon, good day, good morning. If you are outside South Africa, let me know. If you are from outside South Africa, let me know where you're from. If you're from South Africa, let me know which province. Let me know which province if you are from South Africa. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the TikTok live session of Bitcoins. Welcome to the TikTok live, guys. Welcome again this evening to this TikTok live about Bitcoins and how to invest in Bitcoins. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Bitcoin live, the TikTok version. Welcome to the TikTok live of Bitcoins. I cannot call it my live. I cannot call it my TikTok live now. I cannot say that. I cannot say welcome to my TikTok. No, I can't say that. But I can say welcome to the TikTok live, the Bitcoin version. I can say that. Because this live is not about me, so I can't say this is welcome to my TikTok live. I can't say that because it's not about me. It's about you guys. It's about you, my networkers. Hello, my networkers. It's about you guys. This TikTok live is about you. So hence I'm saying, or I'm calling it TikTok live, the Bitcoin version, or should I say Welcome to this TikTok live, my Bitcoin networkers. I welcome you all, my Bitcoin networkers. I think I can call you my Bitcoin networkers. I can call you that, Bitcoin network. I think I can call you my Bitcoin networkers, guys. Welcome again, guys. Welcome to this TikTok live. I am very happy, guys, to interact with you. I am so happy to be interacting with you in this live session of TikTok, my Bitcoin networkers. I am very happy and delighted to be interacting with you guys in this live session. I welcome you all, guys. You can let me know where you're watching from. You can let me know, guys. You can let me know where you're watching from. It's okay. You can tell me. You can type. You can type where you're from. It's okay. Remember, it's no longer about me. This live is not about me. It's about you guys, my networkers. I am very happy to be interacting with you. I am very happy, guys, to be having this opportunity to interact with you guys, my Bitcoin networkers. Well, before I get into the business of the day, I think it's fair to introduce the fact that you are welcome, more than welcome to join. If you have any questions regarding Bitcoins, you are more than welcome to join as a guest. You are more than welcome to type your questions as well. You are more than welcome. There is no bad question. There's no bad question, guys. If you want to know something, you have to ask. There's no bad question, you know. And there's no less important question when it comes when you're learning something new. There is no less important question. I think it's important to acknowledge and listen to when someone is asking you a question. It's very important to listen, and then it's up to you how you answer that question. I cannot say the kind of question someone is asking, it's irrelevant, it's whatever, because the fact that I've listened to the question, it simply means that you expressing how or what you want to know about what you're hearing or about the topic of the day, and how I respond to your question. Then that is how I choose how to respond, you know. But I cannot fault or I cannot judge a question from anyone here. I cannot judge a question, but I can choose how to respond the way I can respond. You understand? So every question has an answer. That's what I mean. I cannot just judge a question from someone and tell them that your question, if your question is not relating, if you, let me put it like this, if you're asking anything related to Bitcoins, you are free to ask anything about that, and I'm going to answer that question based on the information that or based on how you answer the how you've asked your questions. I think that the choice is how I answer the question. I think the choice I have is to answer the way that I have to, the way I want. The choice that I have is to answer the way I want to answer the question. But it's not a, I don't have a choice to, I'm not allowed to judge a question, but I can answer the question the way I want to answer the question. I hope I'm making sense. I hope you're getting my point. That there is no bad question you can ask here about the topic, but the way I answer the question, I can choose how I answer the question. So you cannot judge me as well how I answer the question. You cannot say, oh, well, the way I'm answering this question is not fair as according to what do you want to know more and so forth. The way I answer your question, the choice that I have is to choose how I answer your question. That's the choice that I have. So you cannot judge me how I answer the question. I hope I'm making sense there. You can ask anything the way you want it. I'm not going to judge any question. I am going to listen to you until you finish your question. And then I have to choose as well, how do I answer the kind of a question you're asking me about Bitcoins. Please guys, ask me anything about Bitcoins. Anything that has to do with Bitcoins, I can answer any question about that. But if you're asking me something about money, maybe I can explain the things that the way I can answer the question. Or if you ask me anything, let's say about money, then I can answer you what that based on what that question is talking about, based on what topic of money that your question is, or how did you put your question, like, you know. So if you want me to answer anything about money, you have to answer you have to ask me something specific, you know, so that everything will be clear when I answer. My answers will be clear as well. The kind of money Bitcoin is offering, it's a kind of money which is digital money regulated by blockchain. So the kind of money Bitcoin is offering, it is the digital money that is regulated by blockchain. So I welcome you all guys in this live session. Someone asked me if can you buy a car with Bitcoins? Someone asked me if can you buy a car with Bitcoins? And then someone asked me another question, that can you hide money in Bitcoins? So the question I got was, can you hide the money in Bitcoins? And another question I got was, can you buy a car with Bitcoins? Those are the questions I got. Do you have any questions? Let's add some more questions, guys. Do you have let's add some more to those questions, guys. Can you add another question so we'll answer just once? We'll answer all of the questions just once. Can you add more questions, guys? Can you add more questions to those two? Can you add more? Can you add more so that I'll answer all of them at once? Can you add more questions, guys, to those two that I've been asked? The first question I got was, can you buy a car Bitcoins? And then the other question I got was, can you hide money in Bitcoins? Those are the questions I got. Or let me say, regarding to the second question, can you put on a lot of money in Bitcoins? Can you save a lot of money in Bitcoins? Maybe you can also put it like that. Can you hide money in Bitcoins? Or can you save a lot of money in Bitcoins? Can you save a lot of money in Bitcoins? And can you have access to your money anytime you need it? Can you have access to the money that you've saved or you've put in Bitcoins anytime you need it? Can you gain access to that kind of money? Can you withdraw the money if you urgently need it instantly? All of it. If you have a lot of money that is deposited into Bitcoins, can you withdraw all that money instantly if you need it urgently? Or can you hide money in Bitcoins? You see, when it comes to the local platforms, there used to be a case whereby when you put your money in Bitcoins, the only thing that is required of you once the money is in Bitcoins What is the first thing required of you in order to keep your Bitcoins? Let alone protecting them. I'm just talking about what is required for you to keep those Bitcoins and to always ensure that you can gain access to them, and just see how is the value like today and tomorrow and the other day and so forth. So there used to be a time whereby you just need your login details. Some platforms will require your username, some will require your email addresses, and then they need a password. And remember, guys, I told you yesterday that the platforms of Bitcoins where you keep them, or where you buy and hold, or where you buy and keep them, you link them to your email address. So if it happens in any case when you wanna withdraw them, you always gonna get an email address that is going to ask for a permission or a confirmation for you to agree to withdraw the money that is asked to be drawn from the platform. So the most important thing that you have to keep, and you have to make it a point you never lose, it's your Bitcoin password. So guys, I'm talking about the history of the most important things. In a couple of years ago, when we were introduced into the Bitcoin space, or into the Bitcoin platforms, the most important thing that you have to keep, that you have to make sure you never lose, was your Bitcoin password, or the password of the platforms where you have kept your Bitcoins. So that was then. So the importance of your password when it comes to accessing, and when it comes to locking up your Bitcoins, it is very important. Or in those years, talking about a couple of years ago, your password was like your ticket to keep your Bitcoins. Without a password, you could actually lose your Bitcoins. So those were the times where the password was the most important thing you can keep, or you can keep it safe, or you can write it down to a diary, or wherever that you can. Maybe you can put it on your phone, on your notepads in your phone, or write it down, just to keep anywhere that you can keep anywhere where you keep your important passwords, important codes, important pins, because I normally do that when it comes to whatever platform I'm involved with myself into. I have a list of passwords, and then I have a list of usernames, and email addresses that I use with different passwords. So I write those passwords down so that I don't forget them. So I always keep those diaries with me. Everything that I have set, every account that I've set using a password and a username, or a password and an email address, or a password and what is this thing called? Because some platforms they don't use a username. They also don't use an email sometimes. Some they even use what you call the block identifier. What is it called? Just forgot its name now. So the identifier that you it's a long character. I forgot the number of characters that are there on your like blockchain. Blockchain uses those kinds of identifiers. Whenever you're logging in, you don't use a username, you don't use your email address. Or you can, there's an option where you can use your email, and then there's an option where you use this identifier to log in. But the most important things that are required of you to make sure you don't lose it's your password. So then in those times, in a couple of years ago, back then there was no Bitcoin recovery. There was no forgot password. There was no forgot password that you can recover to your email and so forth. There was none. There was nothing like that. Because we are logging in using those identifier codes, and then you put on a password as well. So that was back then. And in nowadays, your platforms, they do require, they do provide your if you forgot your password, you can recreate it. You can reset it. You can reset and put on a new password. They can even send an email for you just to show your previous password, and then if need be, or if you want to recreate or to reset to a new password for your platform. So nowadays things have changed a bit. Things have changed a bit nowadays. You know, and there are some platforms that will ask your FICA documents, just so they are going to be aware who's the owner of the account, or whose identity is registered with this account. So that doesn't mean that there isn't an option whereby you just use without those things. There are options. There are platforms that still offer an option whereby whereby you have to choose. You choose whether you put on your FICA documents, or if you choose not to put them. There are some platforms like that, you know. But the most popular ones, the recent most popular ones, because what I've been talking about, guys, it's the things that used to happen way back long ago, ne? Where they didn't ask for any FICA documents, or whose identity is linked with this this Bitcoin account and so forth. So in those old platforms, there are some who still provide, or they still offer you an option not to put on any FICA documents. But there's little of them. There's not the most. The most they always gonna ask you nowadays, ne? They're always gonna ask you for your FICA documents. They're gonna ask for three things. They're gonna ask for, when I say FICA documents, they're gonna ask your ID, a photo of your ID, just a photo, just a color photo. Just take a photo with your phone camera and upload. They're gonna ask for your proof of resident. They're also gonna ask you for a selfie of you holding your own ID, or your own ID, so that they can identify the person who's in the ID, the same person that is on the picture, or that is looking at the camera. So those are FICA documents I'm talking about. And after you've put on those FICA documents, there are things they unlock for you to gain more access to the platform. So most platforms, they do offer, or they do ask for your FICA documents. So they know this account belongs to Nkululeko, you know. And in the previous years, or in the beginning stages of Bitcoin being introduced here in SA, because Bitcoin was formally introduced here in South Africa around 2015, that was formally introduced. I mean, it doesn't mean there was nothing about it, or there was no one that knew about it. I didn't say that. I'm saying it was formally introduced in 2015. But when did the Bitcoin started? Bitcoin was established in 2009. And in South Africa, it was formally introduced in 2015. Formally introduced. It was 2015 here in South Africa. But Bitcoin, when it started in the year 2009. That's when Bitcoin was introduced by the guy named Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto. So just to be aware that it has been around, and it has been to the very lowest values you can think of. It has been to the values you wouldn't even think the ones it once went into. It's unbelievable where it's coming from, or the value where it's coming from. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, guys. The fact that Bitcoin value was once around 3,000 rand, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And Bitcoin was introduced. I remember the dollar to the rand was 17 rand in South Africa. Do you remember those? Do you remember those times when the dollar was 7 rand? Do you remember those times, around 2020, 2006, 2007. Then 2008 recession came. The aftermath of that recession, they took the value of dollar to the value it is just now. Bitcoin, the value of a dollar to the rand went very up, like it reached 13 rand, 14 rand, 15 rand, 16, 17, 18. $1. $1, guys. I remember when dollar was just 7 rand in South Africa. I remember very well. I remember while I was still in school, dollar to the rand was 7 rand. Guys, you can attest, and anyone can agree with me. Do you remember, guys, when the dollar was 7 rand? The dollar was 7 rand in South Africa. Do you remember, guys? Before recession, before 2008 recession. I'm sure you remember, guys, when the dollar was 7 rand to the rand. And then after recession, there was an introduction of a digital money. Just after recession happened in 2008, and then Bitcoin was introduced the following year, 2009. Bitcoin was introduced in 2009, just after recession. And what does that mean? It means there was an introduction of a lot of businesses moving to the digital space. Even the banking system, it moved a lot of its facilities to the digital space. So in the economy, there was a very big shift from fiat to digital, or from paper money to digital money. There was a lot of impact that happened after recession. A lot of businesses trusting the digital space more than they trust the traditional ways of of doing business. There was more trust doing business online in a digital space. There was more business that they were moving to the digital economy. You've seen there was a lot of cell phones that were there were a lot of cell phones that you can even bank with. There was a case where you can now do your banking on the phone, do your cell phone banking, your internet banking. So the digital space become more trustworthy when it comes to a lot of businesses or a lot of institutions. They moved they trusted more to do, or they trusted more the digital platform in order to do, or the digital way of doing business. They trusted the digital platform more like never before. So there was a shift, like there was never been, there was a big shift in such a way that there was never anything like what it happened. There was nothing like that that ever happened before after recession. And there was then Bitcoin was introduced. And here in South Africa, we were formally introduced into the Bitcoin around 2015. That's where we were formally introduced into it. I know there are people who might say they knew Bitcoins before that, which is fine. I don't dispute that. It's fine, but it was not nationally known, or a lot of people were not exposed before 2015 about Bitcoin. So I'm just letting you know, guys, about the history of how everything was started. Just after recession, that's when the digital money was more trustworthy, in such a way that it was more trustworthy than the paper money. A lot of people are doing a lot of online transactions. They buy things online. They understand the power of the online businesses. Everything started just after recession. All those things that you see just now, it started after recession. So guys, I'm letting you know the impact that recession brought, the power of the digital system of making money. Nowadays you can find even restaurants, you can pay in some restaurants you can pay with your, or some shopping outlets, you can pay with your QR code. You can pay with your QR code now. You can trust the business of paying with a QR code, that it is working. All those things, they all started just after recession in 2008. All those things, they started back then. So what I'm saying, guys, I'm making you aware the shift and the importance and the power that the digital way of doing business is affecting me and you on a daily basis, and yet you still don't take it serious. I even got the question, guys, that can you buy a car with bitcoins? Can you buy a car with bitcoins? Some people think Bitcoin is not money. Some people think so. They think it's a scam. They think there's no such thing as digital money. Some people think we're not talking about money when we're talking about bitcoins. We are just talking about we're talking nonsense when you're talking about digital systems, about digital money. Some people think so, but yet you are able to buy a car now with bitcoins. You can hide a lot of money in bitcoins. You can hide a lot of money in such a way that it's not easy for someone who is clueless what it is to get access into that money. It's in such a way that you can hide a lot of money, or you can put a lot of money in bitcoins, and there is no bank that is going to trace you about how much or where did you get this money. You're not gonna get those kinds of questions if you're keeping a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, there's no one who's gonna question you and giving you phone calls and sending you messages. Where do you get this kind of money? There's not gonna be SARS who's gonna be like, hey, where did you get this lot of money? Why are you banking without being taxed? And if you're using Bitcoin, you're already taxed. We are already taxed. You know, once the money that it's there on a digital space, there is no one who's going to question you, like, where did you get this kind of money? What's the source of your income? If you do everything right, there is no problem. You can keep a lot of money. You can stack a lot of money. You can stack it. You can stack a lot of money into Bitcoin platforms and keep your money there safe, where there's no bank who's going to question you, who's going to freeze your money. There are no bank laws where someone is going to freeze your money because you didn't tell them where you get that money, you didn't provide the source of income. You know? And the question that's, can you buy a car with bitcoins? The answer is yes, you can. You can buy a car with bitcoins. They even asked me if I wanna go to Audi, if I wanna go to Audi South Africa just now and tell them that I wanna transfer money to their account from my Bitcoin account. Can I do that? The answer is yes, you can. The answer is yes, you can. The answer is yes, you can. So you have a solution when it comes to those type of situations. You do have a solution. And number two, your daily limits. Maybe someone might ask me about that. Your daily limits. How do you do or go about dealing with those type of situations? So in the bank there are a lot of laws regarding your own money. The laws that are directed to you with your own money. Imagine someone enforcing some law to you with your own money. It's not theirs, it's yours, but it's enforcing the law because you've just trusted them with your cash, and once the cash is on their side, then they enforce law and even freeze your account simply because you're not telling them where you get it, where you got the money. Imagine banks do that. A lot of forex guys, a lot of who withdraw from international platforms of forex, they do get their accounts once they transfer it into their banking into these South African banks. They answer a lot of questions. Where are they getting those monies from? What's the source? Where is it coming from? Is the money taxed? Or we're gonna tax you so much? They're giving you a lot of penalties for your own money that you've worked hard for. So I'm simply telling you guys, or I'm simply giving you an option here. When you reach those kinds of situations, where you don't want anything that has to do, or you don't want anyone telling you or giving you penalties or giving you a lot of restrictions when it comes to your own money. I mean, a lot of people are doing business and they're buying or selling to people from people who are outside the country. Some people do a lot of people are doing business with people from outside the country. A lot of people are selling things to different countries, excuse me, from here in SA and so forth. But when those deposits they enter your bank account, the bank will sometimes ask you, where did you get this large amount of monies? And they're gonna give you penalties because your sources are not trustworthy, and they're gonna tax you a lot of money just because they don't trust the source that the money is coming from, the money you're doing business with. Now they are telling you what they're going to do with it in order to punish your business, your own business that you are doing for yourself, for your family. And now they are going to tell you what to do and how much they are going to charge you, simply just because they don't trust your source of money. Simply by that reason, the fact that they don't trust your source of income or the source of where you're getting those money from international purchases or those international sales, or maybe you are selling people who's on the same continent in Africa, or you're selling your goods to them. The fact that they don't trust your source of income, or they don't trust those people who are buying from you, they penalize you for that, or they charge more transaction fees just simply because they don't trust your sources. While there's Bitcoin option whereby you can very in the cheapest way possible. If you're doing business in Bitcoins, it's the cheapest way possible. You can save a lot of money. If you're dealing with a lot of money, with international clients, you can make you can save a lot of money when it comes to charges. So I'm giving you that kind of option, guys. I'm giving you an opportunity to explore more for your business. If you want to grow your business, you have to see a lot of money coming in, even if you are working hard. But the bank, you cannot just allow a bank to just come and penalize you and charge you a lot of fees just because you don't have much information when it comes to digital currencies, just because you don't have much information about the other options that you are being offered, just by simply for the fact that you don't, if you're using your PayPal as a form of payment for your business. I've seen there's a lot of people who are selling clothes, who have their online businesses. I know a lot of people who have online businesses. They sell clothes. They have online stores. And some they're using PayPal. Some people who are buying from outside the country, you see, and there's a lot of transaction fees because they're using PayPal. and they have to wait. Transactions take longer and they charge more. Just simply because they don't know the easiest or the power of knowing the digital space or the digital currencies that gives them the opportunity to make more profits like never before. You can make more profits if you're using Bitcoins while you're doing your international business. You can make a lot of profits if you are using Bitcoin as a form of payment for your business. Okay, let me give you a homework then. Why don't you include Bitcoin in your business as a type or as another form of payments in your business, and compare if some customers are paying with cash and some customers are paying with Bitcoin, and compare your profits there. I'm giving you homework if you don't believe me. You know, I'm just giving you guys, there are more options out there. The real money, the digital money, aside from gold, because gold determines the amount of money that each country is printing the paper money. So gold is the real money. Bitcoin, it's the real money because it makes the forms of transactions more convenient like never before. So guys, if you're interested, my number is 073-766-8424, 073-766-8424. You are more than welcome to DM me. You are more than welcome to give me a DM message or inbox me or WhatsApp me, or you can inbox me your WhatsApp numbers, so that I can include you in my private groups or my mentorship groups where I mentor other Bitcoin networkers. If you're interested in learning more about Bitcoin, if you're interested in learning more about the digital currencies, if you want to learn more about the more convenient ways and the better ways and the cheapest ways of doing business, is it advisable that you shift your business to the digital market, or you shift your forms of payment to cryptocurrencies? So I'm giving you guys those options. If you're interested, you can hit me up on my WhatsApp 073-766-8424. Cheers guys, I have to go now.